Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all so much for joining. Let's get started. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां भावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरुवे गौर चंद्राय राधिकाय तदाय कृष्ण कृष्ण भक्ताय भक्ताय मुखं करोति वाचालं पुण्यं नन्दायते गिरं यत्कृपहातं ब्रह्मण्ये श्रीगुरुदीनकारिणे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यं श्री। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you once again for your very, very kind association. So let's get started. Before we start, just want to say something very, very significant that, yes, we are doing Bhakti Vaibhav, but this is also the part of Mahaprabhu, sorry, Lord Krishna's glorification. So this is his Guna Kirtan that we are doing by glorifying him, by glorifying his qualities, by glorifying his opulence, by glorifying his supremacy. So this is also the Sankirtan that we are doing in the association of all the wonderful Vaishnavas. So whatever spiritual credits Krishna gives for this session, we'll surely pass on to His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj. His health is not good, and we really want him to recover soon because he's such a stalwart devotee, and we want him on this planet for more years so that he can inspire and enthuse many more souls into Krishna consciousness. May Krishna protect him from all the problems, diseases that he is facing. We have high regards for that, for him. He is a great personality. And in spite of having so many physical problems, still he is preaching and he is not even caring that he has some physical problems. Wherever he goes, he preaches, whether he is in hospital, among doctors and nurses. Being on the bed in ICU, still he thinks of others who are on the other beds in the ICU. Such a magnanimous personality. So definitely, our wholehearted prayers for His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami. His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj. So we'll begin our session now. And we are doing our Bhakti Vaibhav second canto. And second canto is about to end. We are almost at the fag end of 9th chapter. And we are doing this very wonderful session that is chaturshloki. Chaturshloki Srimad Bhagavatam, where Brahma was personally instructed by Lord Shri Krishna. So Lord Brahma, he asked 4 questions from Lord Shri Krishna. And anyone remembers those 4 questions and would like to say it? What were the 4 questions that were put forward? Yes, Sadhamini Mataji.
Mataji, the first question was about Krishna's spiritual and as well as the material forms. So Brahma was curious. Shall I
Next,
say all the 4, Mataji?
maybe others can say if they want. If not, then you can only tell.
Okay, Mataji.
Others?
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Mataji, Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj. Mataji, second question was about Krishna's energy, spiritual and material energies, how it's working and how it manifests.
Very. Third question. Anyone else? I don't think so that only 2 of you were attentive in the class. Yes, Manju, Bhamini, Lakshmi Mataji.
Mataji, the third question was regarding Lord Krishna's activities.
Very good. Excellent. Finally.
Can I go ahead, Mataji?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the last question, it was more like his inspiration to ask what he can do, what would make Lord Krishna happy by in what services that he can do for the Lord.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So very nice, all of you have said. So he asked about Lord's forms, Lord's energies, Lord's activities, and finally, he, as Mataji was saying, it was not a question as such, but it was a plea to the Supreme Lord that he may carry out Lord Shri Krishna's activities without any false ego, so that he cannot claim that he is the doer. That's the major problem that a jiva has. That jiva starts thinking that he is a doer. So Brahmaji makes this point that I should execute your instructions by your mercy, but without any pride. So we have discussed this first question. So chaturshloki will go very slow. Me and Kriti Vilasthi Mataji were thinking that this is very important subject matter. So in 4 classes, actually, we'll try to finish these 4 verses. So I think so first chaturshloki, where Krishna says that I am the Supreme. He talks about himself, about his form, about his material and the spiritual form, that how he was present before creation. And after creation also, it's he only who will be there. And after annihilation also, it's only the Lord of Vaikuntha who is present. So having discussed about this form, now he will be talking about his energies, understanding Krishna's Maya Shakti. Okay, so that we will be studying, and we'll go slow. We'll cover only 1 verse for today, because Prabhupada has written so wonderful purports to all these 4 chaturshlokas. So we don't want to miss on that. So we will go through and we'll go slow for these 4 sessions. Okay. So let's start our second chaturshloki verse, which is verse number 34. And this is where Krishna will be answering Brahma's second question about his understanding Maya Shakti. all the 4 chaturshloki, I think so. You have to memorize it by heart. So please do so as the part of Bhakti Vaibhav session. This is second chaturshloki. Riteartham yad pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidyadatmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tama. So now in this, our Lord Shri Krishna is telling, because Brahmaji asked about Lord Krishna's energies, right? So how to understand Krishna's Maya Shakti? So he's saying, Rite Artham Yat Pratiyeta. So Rite Artham refers to something which is valuable. Artha refers to meaning. Artha refers to wealth. Or like we say, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Artha refers to something valuable and anartha refers to something which is not valid. So there are many meanings to this word artha. But here the context is about something which is very, very valuable. Rite artham yat pratiyeta, that which appear. Pratiyeta means which appear. That which appears very, very valuable. Okay, what is that? Na pratiyeta chatmani. But it does not appear, again pratiyeta, that but does not appear to have any connection with Atmani. Here Atmani refers to the Supreme Lord. Again, the words Atma has a lot of meanings depending upon the context. Atma can mean body, Atma can mean soul, Atma can mean super soul. There are many meanings to it. Atma can also sometimes refer to mind. But here, in this connection, Lord Shri Krishna is saying, Na pratiyeta chatmani. But though it looks like, it appears to be valuable, but if it does not appear to have any connection with me means with the Supreme Lord, tad vidyad atmano mayam, then please understand vidyad. Vidyad means then you must know, you must have this fact known. What is that? Atmano Maya, that it is my Maya. Again, Krishna is saying Atmani. Here, Atmana is telling about himself. This is my Maya, my illusory energy. Yatha bhaso tatha yatha tamaha, just as the reflection that appears to be in darkness. Somebody can read the translation.
Translation, Jai Srila Prabhupada. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness.
So in this second chaturshloki, Krishna will be explaining how something that appears to be real, to be very, very valuable, but it is disconnected from the Lord. It has no connection to the Supreme Lord. That is what is Maya. Okay. So we'll read Srila Prabhupada's spoke it. But before that, what we will do is we'll understand. First, let's understand what Krishna is talking about here. See, Krishna is telling that it's my Maya. Okay. So we should know what is Maya. This Maya, first of all, this is Krishna's energy. Okay. We should have no doubt about it. And there is no difference between energy and energetic. This energy is also coming out from energetic. Okay. Now, this energy when it takes care of the spiritual world, this energy is known as Yoga Maya Shakti. And when this energy is taking care of the material existence, she is known as Maya Shakti, Mahamaya. Actually, it's Krishna's one energy only. Like we see, there is only one electric current. The same electric current, when it is connected to an air conditioner, then, or you can say a refrigerator, it gives coolness. But the same energy, when it is connected to a heater, it gives heat. Okay? Energy is one, but depending upon its use and where it is plugged in, the output may be different. Similarly, Lord Shri Krishna's energy is one, but when she is given the responsibility of the spiritual world, she is known by the name Yoga Maya Shakti. But when she is given the responsibility to take care of the material existence, she is known as Mahamaya. So actually, there are three J's. Jagadish, which refers to Lord or Ishvara. Then we have Jiva, that refers to the soul, Jivatma. And the third is Jagat, that is material existence. All these three have to be interconnected. If they are disconnected, then that is definitely not in aligned with Krishna's process. So that Jagdish, which has no connection with Jiva, where we don't see any connection of Jiva and Jagat, of Jivatma and the material nature with Lord Shri Krishna, that is what is Maya. Now, very plain understanding. Now, let's go further and understand, like suppose, like how to understand how it is not connected with the Supreme Lord. That is what is Maya, because Krishna says something which appears very, very valuable, but if it is not in connection with me, then you should know this fact that that is what is known as Maya. When we go to a desert and we see a mirage, now that is what is illusion. But this mirage is not Maya. Because this mirage, if somebody knows that this is a mirage and it's an illusion, and they will have the intelligence also, definitely they'll not run behind it. Those who are in darkness, those who are in ignorance, those who are not knowledgeable, when they don't know what is mirage, and they think, well, this is water, because with water, with the mirage, what happens? There is a refraction. And with the refraction, the land appears to be water. And people run behind it. So when they run behind it, perceiving it, having one's perception that this is not land, but this is water, that conception that one has in their mind is what is Maya. Mirage itself is not Maya, because that is a science. It's through refraction we see that the mirage is formed. But actually it's true, it's mirage. But those who have this conception that this is water and not land, that conception is not connected with the Lord, and therefore it is known as Maya. Like we know another example, like how the water, when you take a glass of water and you put a stick So the part of the stick that is submerged in the water appears to be bent. Is that Maya? No, that's not Maya. Maya is those who don't have the right understanding and they conceive that the stick is bended. That is Maya. So those who know will not run after it, but those who don't know will run behind it. So what is Maya? So whatever we conceive in our mind, that is Maya. For example, we see a lot of attractive things around us. And those things are not Maya. They are real. They are fact. They are factual. But when we start having this conception that all those things are actually for my sense enjoyment and they belong to me, and when I will get such things, I will be the most happiest person. That conception is known as Maya. Like we know the example of Ravana. Ravana, when he heard about Mother Sita's beauty from Shupnaka, he developed this mindset to enjoy Mother Sita. And we know that how he went. He made all the arrangement with the help of Marichi that Ram should be sent out from that vicinity where Mother Sita is there. And slowly, Lakshman should also follow. It was all well planned by Ravana. And then finally he came and abducted our Sita Devi. So he was attracted to the beauty of Mother Sita. Now this beauty of Mother Sita is not Maya. It's factual. She is indeed very beautiful. And Mother Sita, who is a goddess of fortune, exists. But he conceived in his mind that this Mother Sita, whom he was abducting, was for his sense gratification. He wants to enjoy Mother Sita without Lord Ram. And he thought that this enjoyment, it is for me, and when I get Mother Sita, I'll be the most happiest person. This entire conception that Ravana had in his mind is what is known as Maya. So, first he perceived the beauty of Mother Sita through his senses. That is not Maya, that is real. But the conception that he got in his mind that this beauty is for my enjoyment and I will become happy when I get this is what is Maya, because it is not connected with the Supreme. So we have to understand this way. Rite artham yat pratiyeta, which is very, very valuable. Something which is very, very valuable. Rite artham yat pratiyeta. Yana pratiyeta chatmani. But if it is not connected with the Supreme, Jivatma thinks that this is for me and I want to satisfy my senses and it is for my pleasure, it is for my enjoyment, my happiness. Well, that is Tad Vidyat Atmano Maya. Know that that is what is Maya. Yatha bhaso yatha tama, just as a reflection is there. So when we see the reflection of a tree on a bank of some water reservoir, the tree is not false. Tree is original. Now, this tree itself is a perverted reflection of the spiritual tree. That's another point. But if we just understand about this material nature, then that tree is not illusion, right? That tree is existing. It may be temporary, may be there for a few years and may not be there after that. So material world is not myth, as the Mayavadis have this concept, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. This is not mithya, this is real only. But the fact that this is for my enjoyment, that reflection that we see in the water, and think that, wow, I can take the fruits of this tree now, that conception is what is known as Maya. Because reflection cannot be true. Right? How we see the reflection of the tree? When the water is very silent, there are no waves. We see the shadow or the reflection of the tree in the water. The moment you add some stone and there are ripples in the water, then we don't see the reflection clearly. So that is what is Maya. Somebody can read the first paragraph of the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji, my pranams. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ji ki jai. In the previous verse, it has already been concluded that in any stage of the cosmic manifestation, its appearance, its sustenance, its growth, its interaction of different energies, its deterioration, and its disappearance all has its basic relation with the existence of the personality of Godhead. And as such, whenever there is forgetfulness of this prime relation with the Lord, and whenever things are accepted as real without being related to the Lord, that conception is called a product of the illusory energy of the Lord. Because nothing can exist without the Lord, it should be known that the illusory energy is also an energy of the Lord. The right conclusion of dovetailing everything in relationship with the Lord is called Yogamaya, or the energy of union. And the wrong conception of detaching a thing from its relationship with the Lord is called the Lord's Devi Maya, or Mahamaya. Both the Mayas also have connections with the Lord, because nothing can exist without being related to Him. As such, the wrong conception of detaching relationships from the Lord is not false, but illusory.
Right. Thank you, Mataji. So how beautifully Prabhupada has actually summarized the entire verse in this one purport. So Prabhupada is saying that there are two, right? We have discussed Yogamaya and Mahamaya. But this both the Mayas, actually it's one Maya only. But now they are two, because one is taking care of the spiritual world and one is taking care of the material world. So both of them have connection with the Supreme Lord. Nothing can exist without the Lord. Lord says, Maya Dhakshena Prakriti. I am the superintendent. I am the supervisor of this Maya Shakti. Suyate sa characharam, who is taking care of all these charachara and acharam things in this world. So they have connection with the Lord. Now, if somebody have this wrong conception of detaching relationship from the Lord, then it is not false, but it is illusory. This is what is illusion is. Okay, illusion is not something that, see, like mirage is an illusion. But those who have the knowledge will not be illusioned by that mirage. Who will be illusioned? Who will be in ignorance? They will be illusioned by seeing that mirage or seeing that stick that is bended, which is submerged in the water. But those who have the knowledge, they will not be illusioned. So this Shakti, this Daivi Shakti, this Maya Shakti is also known as illusory energy. Why it is known as illusory energy? It's not that she is illusory, or she is not fact. Rather, she puts jiva into illusion so that the jiva starts thinking that he is the supreme, he is the controller, and everything is there for his enjoyment. She does this thankless job of putting jiva into illusion. That is why she is known as illusory energy of the Lord. Prabhupada, he writes, misconceiving one thing for another thing is called illusion. Now, for example, accepting a rope as a snake is illusion. But snake is also real and rope is also real. They are not false. But their acceptance that the snake is a rope or a rope is a snake, that is what is illusion. Like we know the pastime of Shri Bilvamangal Thakur. When he went to the house of the prostitute, Chintamani, I can say, as her name is, he climbed through a rope or through a snake, considering that snake to be a rope. So rope is real, rope exists. That's why he thought this is a rope and let me climb. And the snake itself is a real. But his conception that this is a rope, that conception he had was actually Maya. Therefore, the wrong conception of accepting this material manifestation has been divorced, means not connected from the energy of the Lord. That is illusion. It is not false. It's there. It's a fact. But when we see that it is not connected with the Lord, that is illusion. Okay? Another example. First, let's try to have this very, very clear in our mind. People say that for man, woman is Maya. And for woman, man is Maya. But is that so? No. How can for a man, woman be a Maya? Woman is existing. She is a fact. She is a real truth. For a woman, man is also a fact, a real truth. Then what is the difference? When the man thinks that this woman, the man has this conception in the mind that this person, this woman is meant for my enjoyment, not connected with Krishna, that conception is mine. Same is the case with the woman. When the woman thinks that this man is for my enjoyment, like Shutnaka, she thinks that Lord Ram is for him. She wants to enjoy Lord Ram without Mother Sita. So when the woman thinks that this man is for my enjoyment, that conception is what is known as Maya. Now, how this conception comes? That conception comes when our senses are not properly trained, when they are not in knowledge. Because this conception is there in the mind only. So, in our internal mindset only, we start conceiving things. Then we start thinking, well, this is for my enjoyment. Now, if somebody gets some lusty desires, when they see something abominable on their phone or their gadget, now they say that phone is Maya. How can phone be Maya? Those who use phone for some spiritual things, for them, the phone is not Maya. So phone cannot be Maya. Then what is Maya? Maya is something that triggers in us when we see something and want to enjoy. So that triggering is also not Maya. It's also a fact. When somebody gets triggered, that triggering is also not Maya. But after that trigger, when we perform certain activity, considering that it will give me some kind of happiness, that is what is Maya. Suppose if we have a gun and we trigger, we press the trigger of that gun, what will come out? The bullet, provided the bullet should be there in the gun. If the bullet is not there in the gun, no matter how hard you press the trigger, the bullet won't come out because there is no bullet in the gun. Similarly, it's in our mindset only. Whatever we think, whatever we conceive, that is going to come out. And that is what is known as Maya. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that how the lust develops, what are the three places where the lust sits? It's mind, senses, and intelligence. Right? There are three places where the lust takes shelter of. If these three places is clean through one's knowledge, for example, a devotee who is in practicing Krishna consciousness, he knows where the lust sits, what causes the lust, and he avoids everything. He keeps his senses controlled, he keeps his mind in clean, and he keeps his intelligence also properly trained by Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Then no matter whatever comes, he won't be affected. No matter how hard you press that trigger, nothing will come out. But if there is a gun in the bullet, if there is a bullet in the gun, then what happens? Means if our senses are not controlled, if our mind is not controlled, if our intelligence is not properly guided, with little provocation, with little pressing of the trigger, all the anarthas will come out. That is what is Maya. Somebody can read from here.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Misconceiving one thing for the another thing is called illusion. For accepting a rope as a snake is illusion, but the rope is not false. The rope as it exists in front of all illusioned person is not at all false, but the acceptance is illusory. Therefore, the wrong conception of accepting this material manifestation as being divorced from the energy of the Lord is illusion, but it is not false. And this illusionary concept is called the reflection of the reality in the darkness of ignorance. Anything that appears as apparently not being produced out of my energy is called Maya. The conception that the living entity is formless or that the Supreme Lord is formless is also illusion. In Bhagavad Gita 2.12, it was said that by the Lord in the midst of the battlefield, that the warriors standing in front of Arjuna, Arjuna himself, and even the Lord and had all existed before. They were existing on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and they would also continue to be individual personalities in the future, also, even after the annihilation of the present body, and even after being liberated from the bondage of material existence. In all circumstances, the Lord and the living entities are individual personalities, and the personal features of both the Lord and the living beings are never abolished. Only the influence of the illusionary energy, the reflection of the light in the darkness, can, by the mercy of the Lord, be removed. in the material world, the light of the sun is also not independent, nor is that of the moon. The real source of light is the Brahma Jyoti, which diffuses light from the transcendental body of the Lord, and the same light is reflected in varieties of light: the light of sun, the light of moon, the light of fire, and the light of electricity. So, the identity of the self as being unconnected with the Supreme Self, the Lord, is an illusion, and the false claim, I am the Supreme, is the last illusionary snare of the same Maya or the external energy of the Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Padma. So, how beautifully Prabhupada has said that whatever we see in this material world is actually a fact. It is not unreal, it is real, right? But considering it to be disconnected with the Lord, or considering it that it is for my enjoyment, that conception is what is known as Maya. Otherwise, Krishna is real, Jiva is real, this Jagat is also real. Everything is real. But it's only by the influence of Krishna's energy that the Jivatma starts thinking that this is for my enjoyment. And that is what is Maya. But it can be removed. It can be removed by the mercy of the Lord. When somebody surrenders unto the Lord, then this illusion of illusory energy of Maya Shakti that she is putting on that Jiva, that illusion is finished. Why? Because just like there is a darkness in the room, but in that darkness, you cannot see anything. Right? But you light a small lamp in the corner of that room. That one lamp will diffuse so much light that now entire darkness is dissipated and everything in the room starts, it's visible to one's eyes. So this lighting the lamp is what is known as seeing everything in connection with the Supreme. If we see everything in the connection with the Supreme, then everything will be illusioned. And we will not be illusioned. Everything we will start seeing, illuminated, not illusioned. Everything will be illuminated and we will not be illusioned, considering that nothing exists in this room. The moment you light a lamp in the corner of the room, the conception we had that nothing exists in the room, that conception is finished. And now we start seeing things and we know that, okay, something exists in this room. So it is only when we surrender unto the Supreme Lord, our knowledge is there, and through that knowledge, the darkness is dissipated. So what is the last? So identifying oneself to be unconnected with the Supreme Lord. This is when Jivatma starts thinking that I am independent and I'm nowhere connected with that Lord. That conception the Jivatma has is what is known as illusion. And the false claim of considering that I am supreme, I am the proprietor, I am the master. That is the last illusionary snare of the same Maya or the external energy of the Lord that binds the Jiva permanently in this material world. And that's why we become Nitya Bhaddhas. Time immemorial we are in this material world, considering that this world will give me some happiness. This world is actually for me. Another example, like if the prison is in the prison house and start thinking that this prison is giving me so much comfort. I'm getting food to eat, I'm getting place to sleep. What else I need? And the prisoner starts feeling comfort in the prison house, do you think he will ever make any attempt to go out of that prison house? No. He will make only attempts to go out from the prison house when he will be in pain, or when he will start thinking that this is not the place where I have to be. Then that prisoner will make all necessary attempts to move out from that prison house. So we Jivatmas are also in this prison house. And we are feeling very, very comfortable in this prison house, in spite of so many miseries that we face, in spite of so many sufferings that we encounter. Still, we feel that no, this is the right place where I should be. Why this is so? Because of some flickering temporary happiness that we get. We take those happiness to be eternal, and we take those miseries to be dissipated, to be finished one day. And we start thinking that, oh, I am the Lord, I am the Ishvara, I am the doer. All this conception that the jiva is having, this is a conception, because those who are knowledgeable will not think that this place is worth staying. But those who are under the control of Maya, illusioned by Maya, and those whose mind, senses, intelligence is not properly guided, they will think that this world is for me, and that conception is what is Maya. Prabhupada normally gives this example that there is one tree, and a person goes and hugs the tree and starts shouting, "Leave me, leave me, leave me." So who is hugging the tree? The tree is hugging the jiva, or the jiva is hugging the tree? Jiva is embracing the tree. So who has to leave the tree? It's the jiva who has to leave the tree. But if the jiva starts shouting, leave me, then he is illusioned. Right? Maya is not doing anything. She's just throwing her illusory snare on that jiva. She's controlling the conception of the mind of that jiva, and whatever the jiva is conceiving in the mind. She's only taking care of that. She's only controlling that, making that jiva understand, well, this is for you only. You are the Ishvara. Enjoy to your fullest. Right? That is what is Maya. So what is the origin of Maya? See, every jiva is given certain kind of free will. Right? To execute that free will, there should be some arena also that should be provided. Suppose if I am given the free will by the Lord, then I will say that, oh Lord, you should give me a place also where I can execute that free will. In the spiritual world, I cannot execute this free will, because there everything is aligned to the Supreme Lord. Though the free will exists there also, but there the free will is also surrendered unto the Lord, because the Lord is in the center. But if the jiva wants to execute his free will, then to execute his free will, he should be given some arena. That arena is the world of Maya. That place where the jivas are given this liberty to execute their free will, that is what is Maya. That is the arena of Maya. That is this material existence. But in this material existence also, there how the Maya originates, right? And she started illusioning people, making them understand that they are the supreme. But can we get out of it? Of course we can get out of it. How can we get out of it? When we surrender unto the Supreme Lord. This curtain of Maya can be removed by the mercy of the Lord. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Durattaya. So three things he tells. Three things he tells that Daivi Esha, this Maya is Daivi. She is divine. She is not demonic. She is divine in nature. What does it mean that she is divine? That means her purpose is divine. Yes, she's doing that thankless job of putting Jiva under illusion, but that is what her purpose is. Her purpose is divine because she wants only the cream of devotees to go to the spiritual world. Not everyone should go to the spiritual world. So her purpose is divine. Therefore, Krishna is saying, Daivi Esha, she is divine. And then Krishna very nicely says, my Maya, Mama Maya, that Maya is mine. She is there only to test the Jiva. Srimad Bhagavatam says that this Maya is known as Vaishnavi, Vaishnavi Janamohini. She is Vaishnavi. She belongs to Krishna. Krishna says she is Mama, my Maya. So how can that something belongs to Krishna be unreal, be not factual? Krishna is factual. His energy is also true, is real, is fact. So those who think that this Maya, this Jagat is false, their conception is actually what is known as Maya. And the third thing Krishna says is Gunamai. She is made up of modes, different modes. So that is what is Maya's, where she originates and she has developed these qualities. But Krishna doesn't end there. He says, Mamesha hi prapadyante. So this Maya is Durattaya. Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Durattaya. Durattaya means nobody can surpass the entanglement, the net of Maya. Nobody can surpass. Because she is made up of those three modes under which the Jiva is functioning. But is there any way to get out of it? Yes, Krishna says, Mameva hi prapadyante. But those who surrender unto me, Maya metam tarantite. They can easily get off this engagement of Maya Shakti. The illusion that Maya is throwing on that Jiva, they can easily come out from there if they surrender unto me. Me means the Supreme Lord. Mamesha hi prapadyantu mayametam tarantite. Those who surrender unto the Supreme Lord, for them, it's very easy to come out from the engagement of Maya Shakti. Somebody can read the two paragraphs.
Krishna Mataji. The Vedanta Sutra in the very beginning affirms that everything is born from the Supreme, and thus, as explained in the previous verse, all individual living entities are born from the energy of the Supreme Living Being. He, personality of Godhead, Brahma himself, was born from the energy of the Lord, and all other living entities are born from the energy of the Lord through the agency of Brahma. None of them has any existence without being dovetailed with the Supreme Lord. The independence of the individual living entity is not real independence, but is just the reflection of the real independence existence in the Supreme Being, the Lord. The false claim of supreme independence by the conditioned souls is illusion, and this conclusion is admitted in this verse.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, Prabhupada is saying that nobody is independent. Even Brahma is not independent. He also came by the energy of the Supreme Lord. And then through Brahma, all the jivas are coming. So what we call it as independence is actually not the real independence. It's just the reflection of the real independence. Why? Because we are qualitatively one with the Supreme Lord. But the false claim of the supreme independence by the conditioned soul is what is illusion. And in the previous paragraph also Prabhupada says, is the last snare of the same Maya that makes Jiva thinks that he is independent and is illusioned. And Prabhupada talks about the demoniac class of people. Okay, somebody can read the next paragraph. Yes, Vrinda Vaishnavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Persons with a poor fund of knowledge become illusion and therefore so-called scientists, physiologists, empiric philosophers, etc., become dazzled by the glaring reflection of the sun, moon, electricity, and etc., and deny the existence of the Supreme Lord, putting forward the theories and different speculations about the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of everything material. The medical practitioner may deny the existence of the soul in the
psychological body
of the construction of an individual person. But he cannot give life to a dead body, even though all the mechanics of the body exist even after the death. The psychologist makes a serious study of the psychological conditions of the brain, as if the
physiological conditions of the brain,
and as if the construction of the cerebral lump were the machine of functioning mind. But in the dead body, the
physiologist
physiologist cannot bring back the function of the mind. These scientific studies of the cosmic manifestation of the bodily construction, independent of the Supreme Lord, are different, reflective in intellectual gymnastics only. But at the end, they are all illusion and nothing more. All such advancement of science and covering oh my god, all science.
You lost it?
Yeah, lost it.
all such advancement of science and knowledge in the present context of material civilization
Is but
an action of covering the influence of the illusory energy. The illusory energy has two phases of existence: the covering influence and throwing influence. By the throwing influence, the illusory energy shows that the living entities into the darkness of ignorance, and by the covering influence, she covers the eyes of men with a poor fund of knowledge about the existence of the Supreme Person who enlightened the Supreme Individual Living Being, Brahma. The identity of Brahma with the Supreme Lord is never claimed herein, and therefore such a foolish claim that the man with the poor fund of knowledge is another display of an illusory energy of the Lord. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 16, how do you read that?
16.18 to 20.
16.18 to 20 that the demoniac persons who deny the existence of the Lord are thrown more and more into the darkness of ignorance.
And thus such
And
Mhm.
thus such
and thus such demonic persons transmigrate life after life without any knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
very good. Thank you, Vita. So here Prabhupada is talking about that how those who are in the poor fund of knowledge, they become illusion. And this we have discussed. So what's the root cause? The root cause is ignorance. When we are in ignorance, we don't have the right knowledge, then naturally we are illusioned. Okay? And now here Prabhupada is talking very beautifully about the two phases of existence. The illusory energy has two existences, namely the covering influence and the throwing influence. So what are these two? See, when the jiva desires to enjoy separately from Krishna, this jiva is attracted by Maya. Okay? Then Maya gives the covering to the jiva. How she gives the covering? She gives the covering by giving a particular kind of body with a particular kind of senses so that the jiva can enjoy in that body and fulfills one's desire. Where that desire sprouted in the heart of jiva, where he wants to enjoy but separately from Krishna. Krishna bhuliya jiva bhoga vancha kare, nikatasthaya maya jhapatiya dhare. Then this jiva becomes embodied, given the particular kind of body. Now, with this Shakti, the jiva is covered. That is the covering influence of Maya. Okay? This is known as Avaranatmika Shakti. So she has two things, Avaranatmika and Prakshepatmika. These are the two things. Prabhupada has not exactly mentioned the Sanskrit terms in this purport, but these are the two phases, the covering influence and the throwing influence. This covering influence is known as Avaranatmika Shakti, where the Avaranatmika means just like a dog or a hog, he is encaged in the body, and this hog is eating stool in a very, very filthy place. But still, that hog is feeling himself that, wow, what a wonderful position it is. And he is very happy. He is happy with his family. He is happy with the she-pig and the little piglets. So this is called as Avaratmika Shakti. So we all conditioned living entities, our Maya, our intelligence is covered by Maya. Now, when this intelligence is covered by Maya, though we are in this material world, and every time, every step, every moment we are suffering, but we are thinking, wow, I'm so happy. This is the illusion that is created by Maya Shakti, because the intelligence is now covered by Avaratmika Shakti of Maya. This is what is known as Avaratmika Shakti, or the covering influence of Maya. If that covering influence is not there, then we cannot live. We are living because our intelligence is covered by Maya Shakti. And every day, even if suffering comes, we feel that, okay, maybe next day will be okay. Maybe next day will be fine. Maybe now I will get happiness. If I get this, I'll become happy. If I get this, I'll become happy. It's just like the donkey. In front of the donkey, the owner of the donkey hangs the carrot, and he puts lot of loads on the back of the donkey. And donkey, just to enjoy that carrot, he's running after that carrot. Okay, if I get this carrot, I'll be happy. If I get this carrot, I will be happy. He will never get the carrot. And on the other hand, he'll carry the loads of the master. So this is avaranatmika shakti, where the jiva, in whatever condition they are in, they are covered and they start thinking, well, this is so nuts and it is for my happiness. And he started enjoying. But there is another Shakti, that is Prekshatmika Shakti. What is Prekshatmika Shakti? This is when this is what you say is the throwing influence of Maya. The throwing influence of Maya is when the jiva feels some sufferings, feels some pain, that no, this place is not good. Then Maya again throws some illusion in front of the jiva and say that no, nothing is bad. Actually, everything is good. Actually, the time is not proper, but very soon the time will be good and you will be relieved of all your sufferings. And you can move freely and you will be very happy. So she is throwing her influence on that jivatma, where the jivatma is planning, that he's thinking, no, this is not the right place. Actually, I should not be on this place. This is not good. Somehow I should get out of it. And the Maya again throws her prekshatmika influence, her prekshatmika shakti, where she influences the jiva that no, everything is fine. Everything will be fine. In future, everything will be fine. So this is another influence that is thrown by Maya. And by both these influence, the jiva, the effect on the jiva is that jiva is always in this material world, considering that this material world is for my happiness. And as he read, the Bhagavad Gita says, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, the demoniac persons who deny the existence of the law, they are thrown more and more in the darkness of ignorance. Tan aham dvishyatah puran, samsareshu naradhanam, shipami achajam ashubhan, asuri veva yonishu. I throw them into that asuri yoni, in the demonic species of life, where they think, well, everything is for my enjoyment. And they become more and more and more degraded. And asurim yonim apanna mudha janmani maam apraiveya kaunte. They cannot acquire me. Never. Tato yati adhamam gati. And they are thrown more and more in the darkest illusion of life. Why? Because they are defying the supremacy of the Lord. Such demoniac persons, they transmigrate life after life without any knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they are always disconnected. Such jivas are always disconnected with the Supreme Lord Jagdish. And they are thrown in this jagat, and more they are drowned in this ocean of material existence. But then, Prabhupada says, the sane man, this is about those who are of the poor fund of knowledge. But the sane man is enlightened in the disciplic succession from Brahmaji. Just like Brahmaji was enlightened, similarly, the sane man is enlightened in the disciplic succession from Brahmaji, who was personally instructed by the Lord. How Arjun was personally instructed, where Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvatam pravartate. Matta sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajate mam buddha bhava saman. That I am the origin of everything. I am the source of everything. Everything is emanating from me. I am the source of all creation, annihilation, maintenance, protection, everything. So the sane man, actually, he becomes Buddha Bhava Samanvita. He becomes pure devotee of the Lord. And then he engages in the Matva bhajate mam. He engages in the transcendental service of the Lord. So, coming back to our point, where Krishna says, Mameva hi prapadyante, mayam etam taranti. This is the perfect intelligence that one should have. And when one start surrendering unto the Supreme Lord, then the Supreme Lord, with the help of the same Maya Shakti, will make the conditions so conducive that the conditioned soul will easily cross this Maya Shakti, whether it is avaratmika or prekshatmika, will cross over and will go to the spiritual world. So what lies is our temptation. Our temptations should go away. Example again is given that if we have a rash in the body, the more we scratch it, the more it gets worse. But if we leave it and don't contemplate on it, then gradually it will heal. Right? We all know this. Similarly, there are some rashes. These are all rashes that are given to us. The more we scratch it, the more worse it becomes. Example, before coming to Krishna consciousness, many of us were eating non-veg, onions, garlic. They were the rashes in our life. Right? But now, after joining Krishna consciousness, we are not scratching those rashes. We are just leaving it aside. Means we are not even contemplating on it. We are focusing on our bhakti and we are not contemplating on eating onion and garlic. So focusing on bhakti will help us to surrender to Krishna, and then we will not contemplate on those things, those so-called rashes in our life. And slowly we now, how many of us even have the temptation to eat onion and garlic or non-veg? No. Why? Because now we are not dwelling upon it. So this is how it happens. With surrenderance, with bhakti, when Krishna says, Mameva hi prapadyante, with bhakti, actually what we are doing, we are making our purpose of existence strong. And our purpose of existence is to serve the Supreme Lord. We are making that purpose as a strong purpose. And with that, we are not even contemplating on what we left. And slowly and gradually, that temptation is ignored. And when it is ignored, it goes away. It goes away. It's no more there. Now we don't even feel that we should have all those things in our life. So similarly, this is what is the snare of Maya. If we keep contemplating on it, it will come back. But the more we leave it and the more we practice bhakti, the more we surrender into Krishna, these rashes, these temptations will gradually go away. Now, our purpose of existence is not to remove such rashes. Those anarthas, those rashes, those problems, those temptations will be there. Our purpose is not to overcome that. Our purpose is to practice bhakti. The more we practice bhakti, the temptations will gradually go away. Right? So we have to focus on artha pravarti rather than anartha nivritti. That is the point. Although the reflectory energy of the Lord displays various illusions to the eyes of persons with a poor fund of knowledge, the sane man clearly knows that how the Lord can act, even far, far beyond our vision, by his different energies. Just as the fire can diffuse heat and light from a distant place. In the medical science of the ancient sages, known as Ayurveda, there is a definite acceptance of the Lord's supremacy. There is one supreme Lord who is the progenitor of this cosmic manifestation and whose energy acts as Prakriti or the material nature, which is dazzling like a reflection. By such illusory action of Prakriti, even the dead matter is caused to move by the cooperation of the living energy of the Lord. But the material world appears like a dramatic performance to the ignorant eyes. The ignorant person, however, therefore, he may be a scientist or a psychologist in the drama of Prakriti, while the sane person knows Prakriti as the illusory energy of the Lord. By such a conclusion, as confirmed by the Bhagavad Gita, it is clear that the living entities are also a display of the Lord's superior energy, that is Para Prakriti, just as the material world is the display of Lord's inferior energy or Paraprakriti. So Krishna has three energies: Bahiranga Shakti, Tatastha Shakti, and Antaranga Shakti. Antaranga Shakti is what is known as Yoga Maya. Bahiranga Shakti is what is known as Mahamaya. Tatastha Shakti is Jiva. But here he is saying that in Bahiranga Shakti also, Krishna has one superior energy and one inferior energy. Superior energy is Paraprakriti, that is the Jivatma, and inferior energy is Aparaprakriti, that is this Bhautik Jagat, this material world. The superior energy, the Paraprakriti, we Jivas, cannot be as good as the Lord. Jivatma cannot be the same as the Lord. Although there is very little difference between the energy and the possessor of the energy, yes, there is no difference, but still energy is different and energetic is different. They are the same. Energy is coming from the energetic only. In one sense, they are the same, but still there is difference between energy and energetic. Or the fire and the heat. Of course, there is no difference between fire and the heat. Fire is possessed of heat, but heat is not fire. So energy is coming from energetic, but energy is not energetic. She is not the source. This simple thing is not understood by the man who is with the lower fund of knowledge, who falsely claim that the fire and heat are the same. The energy of the fire is explained here as reflection and not directly fire. Just by heat, you cannot light fire. But when the fire is lit, heat is transmitted. Therefore, the living energy represented by the living entities is the reflection of the Lord and never the Lord himself. Being the reflection of the Lord, the existence of the living entity is dependent on the Supreme Lord, who is the original light. The material energy may be compared to darkness, as actually it is darkness, and the activities of the living entities in the darkness are the reflections of the original light. The Lord should be understood in the context of this verse. Both dependence of both the energies of the Lord, as explained as Maya or illusion. So, non-dependence of both the energies of the Lord is explained as Maya. If it is not dependent on the Supreme Lord, that is what is illusion. No one can make a solution to the darkness of ignorance simply by the reflection of the light. Similarly, no one can come out of the material existence simply by the reflected light of the common man. One has to receive the light from the original light itself. The reflection of sunlight in the darkness is unable to drive out the darkness. But the sunlight outside the reflection can drive out the darkness completely. What talk about the sunlight? I mean, first ray of sun is enough to dissipate the darkness. A person is very afraid of snakes and scorpions, and in the dark room, he may be very afraid to enter. There may or may not be the snakes and scorpions. But because the room is dark, the person may feel very afraid in entering the room. But in the light, he can see the room very clearly. And finally, the fear of the snakes and scorpions can go away. Similarly, when we surrender unto that Supreme Lord, we are illuminated with the knowledge of the Lord. And then we are no more fearful. Our fear also goes away. Because now, with the proper knowledge, we know who the Lord is, what are his energies, and how that energy is acting on Jivatma. When we know the process, then definitely we will not be illusioned by that process. But if we don't know the process and we are in the darkness of ignorance, then no matter whatever happens, we will always be engulfed, engaged by the Shakti of Maya. Last paragraph, somebody can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. According to the Padma Puran, within the material compass there are innumerable material universes, and all of them are full of darkness. Any living being, beginning from the Brahmas, there are innumerable Brahmas in innumerable universes, to the insignificant ant, are all born in darkness, and they require factual light from the Lord to see Him directly, just as the sun can be seen only by the direct light of the sun. No lamp or man-made torchlight, however powerful it may be, can help one see the sun. The sun reveals itself. Therefore, the action of different energies of the Lord or the personality of Godhead Himself can be realized by the light manifested by the causeless mercy of the Lord. The impersonalists say that God cannot be seen. God can be seen by the light of God and not by man-made speculations. Here this light is specifically mentioned as Vidyat, which is an order by the Lord to Brahma. This direct order of the Lord is a manifestation of his internal energy, and this particular energy is the means of seeing the Lord face to face. Not only Brahma, but anyone who may be graced by the Lord to see such merciful, direct internal energy can also realize the personality of Godhead without any mental speculation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Saram. So very beautifully Prabhupada has mentioned about that if you want to see the sunlight, you don't need any external object to see the sun. No man-made torch is potent enough which can help us to see the sun. The sun is self-illuminated. When the sun shines and the sunlight comes out, we can see the sun also and we can see all the other objects also because the darkness is completely removed. So the sun reveals itself. Similarly, Lord Shri Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord, he reveals himself. Impersonalist can say, well, we don't see the God or we don't know about the God. But how can God be known? Only by the mercy of the God. Brahmaji is being instructed by the Supreme Lord and therefore his darkness is removed. And we all following the footsteps of Lord Brahma and accepting someone as the authority, our darkness is removed. Otherwise, we all are born in that ignorance, in the darkness of ignorance. Every day, every kalpa, the Brahmaji, when he wakes up, he's in the darkness. He doesn't know, he forgets everything, what to do, how to carry out the creation. But then he is given that knowledge by the Lord, and Brahmaji starts as well. Similarly, we Jivatmas are also always born in the darkness. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalaka Chakshurunmilitayena Tasmai Shri Gurave. Our spiritual master, he takes the torchlight of knowledge and he removes all the darkness that is there in the heart of the genius. So how that is possible? That is only possible by the Daivi Shakti of the Supreme Lord, which is divine and which is Yoga mindset. Through her, like it says, right, and the Bhagavad Gita also says, Daivi Prakriti Mashrata. Those who are the great Mahatmas, they take under the shelter of Daivi Shakti, the Supreme Lord's internal potency. They are always under her. But those who are illusioned, those who are with the poor fund of knowledge, those who defy the supremacy of the Lord, they are always under Mahamaya, the external energy of the Lord. Both the energies are Devi, both are divine, but one is taking care of the spiritual world and the other in the material world. So this is how we have to understand. So this entire purport that Prabhupada has mentioned, because Brahmaji was asking about the energy of the Supreme Lord. Then in the entire thing we saw that how the Jagdish, Jiva and Jagat, they have to be connected together. Anything that is not in connection with the Supreme Lord, that is what is Maya. And we saw that this Maya is not the things in this material world, but it is the conception that the Jiva has in his mind, that everything what is there in this material world is for his enjoyment. That is, that conception itself is what is known as Maya. And then we saw that how this Maya is how the jiva gets this conception. The jiva gets this conception if his senses, if his mind, if his intelligence are not trained properly. Then they will conceive all the anarthas and they will start thinking that they are the Ishwaras. See, we are not here to blame others. If we keep blaming others, then we will miss the point of being Krishna conscious. The point is to purify ourselves. We need to stay connected with the Supreme Lord. Then no matter whatever trigger comes in our life, whatever reversals comes in our life, we face it nicely. Because now we are connected with the Supreme. And by being connected with the Supreme, we know that how the Supreme Lord's energy works. And then we saw about the Avaratmika Shakti, the Prekshatmika Shakti. That is all energy of Mahamaya only. That through her Shaktis, how she is engaging the Jiva. So one time Prabhupada, he was in Vrindavan, New Vrindavan, West Virginia in US. And there somebody asked this very nice question from Prabhupada that, if our purpose, the purpose of Jivatma is to serve Krishna, then why Maya is so strong that she wants to keep that Jiva, that Jivatma, away from his purpose? Because we devotees also, our purpose is to serve Krishna. Then why Maya acts strongly on those devotees also? Maya can act strongly on those who are with the poor fund of knowledge, or those who are in the lower intelligence, or those who wants to enjoy. But if our purpose, we know that my purpose is to serve Krishna, then Maya should leave us. Then why Maya is so strong on us? Again, Prabhupada answers very nicely. It is because our purpose to serve Krishna is not deeply rooted. It is not so strong. If our purpose is strong, then definitely no Maya can attack us. Just like we gave an example of the rashes. If we keep scratching on rashes, we all have our own rashes in our life. If we keep scratching on it, the temptations will never go away. The temptations will never go away. But if we leave them, and we don't dwell on it, and we don't contemplate on it, then gradually those rashes will go away. So Maya itself is not an illusion, but she is an illusory energy of the Supreme Lord. And our purpose is not to overcome illusion, but our purpose is to surrender unto the Supreme Lord. The more we surrender unto the Supreme Lord, the more the illusion will go away, and then we will see everything as the room is illuminated properly and we see the things. So if we are fixed in Krishna consciousness, then whatever Maya comes, in whatever form she comes, the Jivatma is never bewildered. Okay. So with that, we end here. And this is all what we have to understand about the Maya Shakti of the Lord. Rite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatnani tat vidyadatmano mayam yatha bhaso tatha. So thank you all so much. Let's see. Yes, Tulsi Gopal Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat, thank you for the very nice class and explanation. I took a lot of notes. Just one quick question. Somewhere we read earlier that the Jivatma has no independence. It's just a reflection of the supreme independence of the Lord. But we also say we have minute independence, right? So how do we reconcile that we have no independence?
We have the minute free will. Okay, now that free will we can use the way we want. If we surrender that free will unto that Supreme Lord, we will be always dependent on the Supreme Lord. And that's how the devotee should think. The devotee should completely surrender their free will and should be completely dependent on the Lord. The whatever minute independence we feel is actually a reflection of the Supreme Lord only, because we are qualitatively one with the Lord. So all the qualities of the Lord are also there in the jivas. Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Krishna says that you are my amshas. So whatever is there in the Supreme Lord is there in the Jivatma also, but in a very minute form. Qualitatively we are one, but quantitatively there is huge difference. So therefore, whatever independence we find in the jiva, in the jivatmas, is actually coming from the Supreme Lord only. But the point is that jivatma should surrender everything onto the Supreme Lord. So the free will that is given, he should surrender that free will also to that Supreme Lord.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much. I understood. And one other question I had was that the reflection of the sun versus sunlight versus the directly sunlight, what does the reflection mean? Like through other smaller sources of lights are deriving from the sunlight? Is that what it means? The reflection of sunlight?
No, reflection of the sunlight is like you see the reflection of sunlight in the water.
Okay.
So what is the reflection? Can it give heat? Can all the purpose that is provided by the sunlight, can it be fulfilled by the reflection of that sunlight?
No. Okay.
So that's
I see the water looks bright in daytime, which is a reflection of the light, but it's not actually any quality of the light. Okay. Okay, thank you. I got confused that in one of the lines, Prabhupada says that through our powerful torches or lamps, we still can't see the sun. So I was thinking all these other sources of lights, is that the
there are two different things. Prabhupada is saying, first of all, you cannot see the sun. Suppose in the night time, no matter how big torchlight you take, how big telescope you take, can you see the sun?
No.
No. So there Prabhupada is saying that sun is self-illuminated. When the sun shines, everybody can see the sun. And not only the sun, but all the other objects can also be seen very clearly. But on the other hand, the reflection of the sun cannot solve the purpose of the sun. It is mere a reflection. There are two different things that Prabhupada has mentioned.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In this connection, I have, I don't know, it's not a right question, but the sunshine, the seeing everything is very nicely said by Prabhupada, but seeing is not limited to sunshine alone. It is also limited to our eyes, no Mataji.
Of course.
So it is the quality of the eyes that really lets you see anything clearly or not clearly.
No, it's not the quality. Suppose if my eyes are proper, 6x6, no deficiencies there in the eyes, and I don't have any specs, but I am in the very dark room, I'll not be able to see things. So only the eyes won't help.
Yes, Mataji. No, the one more component of sunshine or any light. I mean, how do you connect this to the spirituality? So one component is the light, the energy given by the God. Another component that He had given for us is the instrument, that is the eyes.
So both
And
are needed. Both are
yes.
needed to know, to see the
So
things.
this eyes component will be connected with what, Mataji? So without, because this that has got something to do with the
The eyes
will,
is
or it is
what the
got.
senses. It's our body. This body is given to us so that we can serve the Supreme Lord.
Yes, Mataji.
If the body is not there, then how we will serve the Supreme Lord?
But is that
So
connected to the will, Mataji? So that's the question. Like, what? How can I put it rightly? I'm not even also a little.
no, I got your point. I got your point. You are saying that to see the things as they are, we need both things. We need
Yes.
sunlight also, and we need an eye, which is an organ.
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
one of them is missing, we'll not see the things as they are. Right? This is what
Yes.
you're. So, in the same way, when both the things are needed to see the things as they are, similarly, to understand the Supreme Lord's energy, we need this body also, the organ that is being given, so that the intelligence, the subtle intelligence that is given to us, the subtle element, that intelligence is also needed. At the same time, the mercy of the Supreme Lord is also needed so that we can know about the Lord. Now, how this intelligence is only bestowed to the human beings. Can dog or a pig or any other jiva can understand the Supreme Lord? No. Even though the Supreme Lord can bestow the mercy, but still they don't have the eligibility, they don't have the right intelligence by which they can understand the Supreme Lord.
It's not connected to will, Mataji. It is connected to intelligence.
Yes, it is connected to the intelligence, the right intelligence, what we have, that intelligence which is properly guided by Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. That intelligence by which we know that what is my constitutional position. I am no more independent. I am dependent on the Supreme Lord. 100%. I'm coming from the Supreme Lord. That intelligence, when somebody gets, then they are into the right perspective, the right perspective they have, that no, my position is that I am Jiva Swarupa Nityara Krishna Das. I am only Krishna Das. I have no other purpose in this world. So whatever I'll be doing in this world will be actually fulfilling the orders of the Supreme Lord. When that right intelligence is bestowed, which acts as an organ eye, then with the mercy of the Supreme Lord, we are able to things as they are.
But then, if you consider the blind people who cannot really see or perceive these things, then again, their intelligence should motivate them to know, or because.
Exactly.
Yes, Mataji, correct. No, because we in the senses perspective it is correct, but in the higher level it has to work in a different way. The intelligence surrendered to Supreme God Himself. Thank you
Very,
very much.
very true.
Thank you, thank you very much, Mataji.
I would say Shastra Chakshu, the
Yeah.
eyes, like that's the one what is needed.
Yes.
Because there are devotees who were blind who also experienced the Supreme Lord, right?
Yeah,
Because,
of course. Srila Bilva Thakur, Surdas. Surdas was blind from the very beginning.
yeah.
But his intelligence was very sharp. And therefore, with the right intelligence and mercy of the Lord, we could see the divine couple. Yes, Saudamini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you so much, Mataji, for today's class. Mataji, I wanted to share two understandings. Please correct me if I'm wrong. First one is about that throwing influence of Maya. So, covering influence, I understood, Mataji, like to understand that this is material world is dukkhalayam and all these things. So, basic foundational philosophy. So, and this throwing influence, like I'm trying to understand in this way, like when I do a mistake and I know this philosophy which is not good, and I do this mistake, and then I try to justify that, oh, because this happened. I try to justify like myself. I am making me understand, you did this because this happened na, so it's okay for this time, next time you won't do it again. So like this I am trying to console myself every day. I'm doing this. So is this throwing influence, Mataji, like
Yeah,
putting me again?
this is throwing influence in one sense, but also if a devotee has this experience that no, I have done something wrong, and we try to justify that this is the reason. So that justification, we can say, is the illusion, the throwing influence of Maya Shakti, because the devotee should just admit if they have committed anything. The point is to admit and finally to regret and ask for forgiveness. But if we keep justify ourselves, and with that justification, it is Maya is keeping us more illusioned that we have the right for that justification. We don't have that right for justification. If we have committed a mistake, accept it, regret it, and as you said, that you make it a point that don't repeat it. So that till that time is okay. Any justification provided is just this illusion of Maya Shakti only. Her influence that no, actually you are right. You deserve to have this, or you deserve to do this. You were right, actually. This is the throwing influence of Maya.
Yeah. So this justification is the throwing influence of Maya.
Yes, this justification.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. And the other thing is this rashes example which you were giving. So I am trying to connect it. Like in another class, I was hearing that when we contemplate too much on our past, like what we did, our so-called sacrifice to come in Krishna consciousness, all these things. Sometimes we don't think so much, but people sometimes they come and glorify us. Oh, you are so great. You did this. You did that. And then slowly I start believing also, oh really, actually I did this. So all this contemplating too much on our past, and this is a mode of ignorance. So is this correct, Mataji?
Yeah, of course. Why we have to contemplate? What power do I have that I did something, some sacrifice I did, and I came to Krishna consciousness? No power at all. We were able to do some sacrifice also because of Guru and Krishna's mercy. We are able to come into Krishna consciousness is because of Guru and Krishna's mercy. And we are able to sustain our Krishna consciousness is also because of Guru and Krishna mercy. What power do we have? So if somebody praises you, accept it and pass it to your spiritual master that, oh, Shri Gurudev, because of you only it is possible. Otherwise, I was a dumb soul. I was nothing. And it's because of you that whatever people are seeing in me is actually your reflection in me. That's how we must pass on that glorification to Shri Guru.
Yes, Mataji. So I was also thinking this, that when we have rashes, what we do is we put medicine, the required medicine, and then we just don't think so much. So in our life also, if we happen to do something good, so we do the needful and just don't contemplate so much that I did it like this.
Yes, no need to contemplate much.
Okay,
if you contemplate too much on our bad past, then we will be depressed and we will not be in Krishna consciousness. If we dwell too much on our good past, that what we did will also make us puffed up, again, we will not be able to focus on our Krishna consciousness. So therefore, Krishna consciousness says that we should always dwell in present, think of our present, and then move on.
Yeah, dwell in present.
Dwell
Very
in
nice.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Praladananda Prabhu.
Dhanvat Pranam, Mataji. This is regarding a reflection I had many years back, in 80s actually, when I was reading Sri Prabhupada's, especially such kind of slokas which take us to understand how we are trapped under Maya. So one of my patients, he was a African. So some talk, he told me that, you know, how he captures the baboons in the jungle, the baboons, the monkeys. He captures them. Then I said, how do we do that? Then he says, come with me, I'll show you someday. I said, okay. So one of the Sundays he took me to an interior where they catch the baboons. So he says, okay, you hide here. So he hid me somewhere. And then he himself went to a place where there were a lot of baboons on the tree. So what he did, he had a container with a narrow opening, all right? And then he tied that container to the tree. And he is doing all this in the presence of the baboons upstairs in the tree. Okay. What then he did, then he put a lot of grains, especially those, you know, they in Africa, they put some kind of grains which the baboons like. And he put a lot of them in the container. And then he threw some outside the container. Right? And then he hid himself in the bush. Okay, so one by one, some of the baboons came down and they started eating those which were scattered outside. Right? And they all finished that. Then one of the kind of leader, okay, so he kind of a leader, he went and put his hand inside that. And then he saw, oh, there are a lot of them. Then he grabbed it, and now he wants to trick his hand out. He cannot because the fist is, and then the enters his soul like that. And now this man is making some noise behind where he was hidden. So this man thinks this monkey, he wants to run away, but now he cannot run away because because the thing is tied like that. Then he actually came out and caught that monkey. Right? Now, then he caught like that, and then he was explaining to me that, you know what this monkey think? I said, no, what does monkey? The monkey thinks that I am inside that container and I have captured his hand. Actually, the monkey doesn't want to leave that hand because of the grains inside. But the monkey thinks that I am inside and I have grabbed his hand like that. Similarly, all of us, as you were explaining, you know, that conception is the Maya. All of us, we think that this woman is my wife, these are my children. This conception is binding us so much. If we realize that these are spirit souls like myself, and we all should do Krishna Bhakti, then that Maya will have, you know, give us some kind of relief and we can engage in Lord Krishna's service. That was my understanding, Mata. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Hari.
No problem. Wonderful, wonderful. So this is actually what you shared is actually how the monkeys are captured. The monkeys are captured like this. That how they are made to put their hand inside that narrow pot where the monkey doesn't want to let go the grains.
Right, that's
if the monkey is not greedy and it let go the peanuts or the grains that are there, then he will be easily take out his hand. But because he's so greedy, he doesn't want to leave the peanuts at the same time. Because of the narrow mouth, he's not able to take out his hand. So he's stuck. And as you said, he was easily captured. So these are the different ways, and these are the anarthas that make us capture. How an elephant is captured? The elephant is very lusty. So he's made to run after the she-elephant.
Right.
And as soon as the she-elephant walks, there is a big ditch, and the male elephant wants to enjoy that she-elephant, and he's running after that she-elephant, and he falls into that ditch. If he stop running behind the she-elephant, he will not be in that ditch. So these are the different ways, and these anarthas are the only thing that are binding us in this material world. Only things that they are binding us. Otherwise, Jivatma is pure. The Jivatma is Satchidananda. It's because of the material conditioning that we are having from time immemorial. Seriously, time immemorial. It's not just the words or repetition of Prabhupada words. If we really dwell on it, if we really think about it, millions and millions of years we have passed thinking that we want to enjoy in this material world, which we will never be able to, never be able to. Because this place is Dukhalaya. But we want to enjoy. We want to get some kind of happiness. So very true. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing your live experience.
Yeah, this was live, yeah.
Yeah, it's a live experience. You saw this. And that can really transform one's life.
Yeah.
That it's because of our anarthas only we are stuck in this world. But if we keep on working of removing our anarthas, we won't. We won't be able to. Because these anarthas are deeply rooted in us. And as you say, who removes the anarthas? Dhunoti Shamalam Krishna.
Yes, Hari.
So Krishna himself.
Also, Narad Muni gives so much solace, Mataji. She says, Chatvasa dharmam charanam bhujam bhajan apapuvata patet tatvayadi. Still, you don't lose because of the greatness, great power of bhakti against Maya. So that's why we should do whatever little we could do.
Yes, so
Radha
whatever
Govind
we
Swami
can do
says,
is just focus on Krishna.
yes.
Keep doing Krishna conscious activities, anarthas will gradually, slowly, they will go away.
Sripad Radha Govind Swami says that when the sun is setting in the west, he's referring to the Kavita of Rabindranath Tagore in one of his lectures. He said the sun is setting in the sun, and the sun is asking, who will now enlighten this darkened portion of the universe? I am going away. And nobody comes. Then finally a small lamp came, ghee lamp. He says, Prabhuji, you are so great. I'm so small. You are like a great Srila Prabhupada, and I'm small Jiva in Las Vegas. What could I do? But I'll do little thing. I'll illuminate one small altar in a Vaishnava family, and that much I can do. And the sun blessed him that, yes, you succeed like that. So this is how we should, be instrumental in Srila Prabhupada's mission and do whatever we can do. Bhavan Krishna will be pleased with us. Thank you very much, Mata. Again, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very wonderful realization. To our own capacity, whatever possible, we should participate in this missionary activities. Okay, dear devotees, we can end here. Thank you so much. Thank you for your association. So we did 2 chaturshloki, and now the 3rd chaturshloki we will see on Thursday, where it will be talking about the Lord's activities in relation to his energies. Patitanam Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, all the accepted Vaishnavas ki jai.